Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Doctor.
Morning. How do you like the fluctuating weather?
Doctor, good morning first.
Oh, good morning.
Doctor, in the previous classes, I did not concentrate with you because I have COVID.
Can you speak? Can you speak up?
Doctor, okay, Doctor. In the previous classes, I could not concentrate in your lectures because I have COVID.
Oh, great. Are you better now?
Yes, Doctor. I'm inshallah better.
Yeah, I wish you a speedy recovery, they say. I wish
Doctor,
you a speedy recovery.
Thank you, Doctor.
Right.
Doctor, do you upload the records for the previous lectures?
Yeah, I did, yes.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah. Right. 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 Okay, so today we proceed with stress patterns. Then we'll have phonotactics. It's not phonetics, phonotactics. Phonotactics. So we'll have a whole chapter on phonotactics, which means how to tell by immediately after studying this chapter, every student will be in a position to tell whether a certain word sounds English or non-English, because remember we said that phonology deals with the sound system. So language is a system. Branches of phonetics, of linguistics, also do have systems. One of the characteristic features of human language is that it uses finite means to express the infinite. See what I mean? One of the characteristic features of human language is that it uses finite means, finite elements to express the infinite, the unlimited. In other words, human language has finite resources and infinite resources. Now, what is finite in language? Of course, I mean, this applies to syntax, it applies to morphology, it applies to phonetics, phonology, etc. So it applies to various linguistic levels. So what do I mean by finite and infinite? What is finite in syntax, for instance?
Doctor, something that have limits or bounds.
Again, sorry.
Something that have limits and bound.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to apply this to syntax, I mean, all of you have done introduction to linguistics, I guess. Am I right? Have you all done introduction to linguistics?
Yes.
I'm sure you have, yes?
Yes.
Now, that deals with characteristics of human language. Characteristics of human language. One of these characteristics is that language, human language, not animal communication system, for instance, human language has finite means which generate or yield infinite elements. So what is finite in syntax, for instance?
I guess it's related to verb, Doctor.
Pardon?
It is related to verbs.
Now, in syntax, we have the number of syntactic rules in any language is finite, is limited. The number of rules is limited. That of sentences generated, formed according to these rules is infinite. I mean, we can produce an infinite number of sentences by applying these rules, syntactic rules. So syntactic rules in English are limited. The number of sentences which are generated according to the infinite, to the finite, to the limited, is infinite. So we can form hundreds and thousands of sentences from the finite component, the finite rules. So the basic sentence patterns of English are 9. English has 9 basic sentence patterns in the affirmative, declarative. So if we come to grips with these 9 basic sentences, we can communicate in writing and verbally. Yeah. How does this apply to, let's say, morphology, which is the study of how words are analyzed to get morphemes? What is finite in morphology?
Actually, the affixes,
yes,
the suffix, the suffixes and the affixes, every these additions that comes to the stem of the word.
So yeah, okay. So what is it that's finite? What is finite in I mean, you're tackling the infinite. What is finite in morphology is the number of basic words, of roots. This is finite. Every language has a of rules. Arabic, for instance, has 9,273 roots. عدد الجذور. But the number of words formed according to these rules is infinite. Nowadays, Al-Mu'jam al-Wasit, for instance, has over a million words. It has over 1 million words. Now, these million words were formed from the basic roots. See what I mean? Every
Yes.
language has a limited number of roots, as you said, by adding affixes or by applying certain morphological processes like derivation, blending, compounding, acronymy, antonomasia, etc. We can derive, form tens of thousands of infinite elements, words, that is, derived words. Yeah. Now, how does this apply to phonology, let's say? I mean, human language is much more flexible than any animal communication system, or any system for that matter. Yeah. What makes human language more flexible than other communication systems possessed by animals or machines? What makes it more flexible? What is finite in phonology, and what is infinite? I'm just trying to
I guess, Doctor, the number of
trigger
phonemes.
your thinking. Yeah, I'm trying to ignite your imagination.
Doctor, it's
sound.
consonant and vowels.
Again,
It's consonant and vowels.
okay, consonants and vowels. Then what happens by, okay, the fine, okay. Now, the number of segmental phonemes and supra segmental phonemes in phonology, whether it's English phonology, Arabic, Spanish, or Chinese, the number of segmental phonemes, consonants and vowels, and supra segmental phonemes, stress, pitch, and juncture, that number is finite, is limited. For instance, English has 36 segmental phonemes, consonants and vowels. This number is limited. We don't add new sounds every now and then, do we? Are you aware of any English sounds that have been introduced later on?
No, Doctor.
Or the number of sounds of segmental phonemes and supra segmental phonemes is finite. It's been there for ages now, for over 1,000 years. Over 1,000 years. Yeah, I'm saying over 1,000 years, yes. Yeah. One phoneme was added to the inventory of English phonemes. It was added in the 17th century with the great number of French words which were incorporated into the English language. I mean, the French was, as you know, the official language in England for years, 200 years or more. It was the official language. That entailed borrowing heavily from French. I mean, words like mirage, rouge, measure, all these words that have the je sound are of French origin. That's why the j sound, which is voiced, palato-alveolar, fricative, was borrowed from French in the 17th century. That's the only sound which I'm aware of. But the number of segmental phonemes in any language is limited. What is the number of segmental phonemes in Arabic? Any idea? What's the number of letters in Arabic?
28 letter.
How many? How many letters?
28.
Is that who's answering? Is it Nuruddin?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, Nuruddin. Yeah, 28 letters. Does that mean that Arabic has only 28 sounds?
No.
Yeah, what does it signify? What does that signify?
إذا حسبنا الهمزة دكتور بصير 29.
Pardon me?
إذا حسبنا الهمزة بصير 29 حرف.
إذا حسبنا الهمزة، والهمزة هي مش الألف، هي تعتبر الهمزة ولا إيش ثاني؟ الألف is not a consonant. You mean the number of consonants in Arabic is 28.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that right?
No, vowel C.
Sorry.
vowel C.
اليوم في صوت في تشويش. Anything wrong with your mics?
The consonants 26.
Was that Inas talking? Yes? Inas, did you want to say something?
Yes, I said maybe C vowels in Arabic. O, E.
Right. إذا عدد خلينا نناقش الموضوع هذا مهم جدا يعني. We seem to be sort of misinformed about Arabic phonemes. Yeah. What is the number of segmental phonemes in Arabic? Any idea?
Dr. Six is
Yes, Samir.
A-O-E A-O-E.
No, the number of segmental phonemes.
6, Dr.
تعرفين لو حد سألكم يعني a foreigner asked you about the number of letters in Arabic and you tell him that Arabic has only 28 letters, this means that we don't have a language. You'll be surprised. It means that we can't speak. It means that our language is not human. You see what I mean?
Yes, doctor.
I mean, if you tell somebody, if somebody asks you about the number of
دكتور صوتك راح دكتور. مش سامعينك دكتور.
Sorry?
راح صوتك كله دكتور.
مش سامعينك.
Yeah, man, it sounds, it really sounds funny. يعني كيف احنا عندنا 28 حرف يعني؟ كيف الكلام هذا يعني؟ يعني معناته احنا ما بنتكلم.
عندنا 28 حرف.
ومعناته كل الكلمات العربية ما لها معنى. They are meaningless.
دكتور 28 حرف بس مش 28 صوت.
Yes, أسامة.
28 حرف بس مو 28 صوت.
28 حرف, yes.
بس عدد الأصوات لا أكثر من 28.
Can you come close to the mic?
أقول عدد الأصوات أكثر من 28.
Yeah, good. Now it's okay.
Yes, عدد الأصوات أكثر من 28.
طب إذا ليش why do you tell people that Arabic has 28 letters? and 28 sounds.
هم اتوقع بالثلاثينات الاصوات.
والله احنا عجب يعني يعني معناته احنا عندنا لغة يعني
دكتور الأصوات 34 والحروف 28 والبعض يحكي لها 29.
طب الحروف في الانجليزي كم عددها؟
26.
26.
26 yes.
With vowels or without?
with
Yes.
With.
هذول حروف مش يعني
Not sounds.
مش اصوات يعني بي ما هي البي.
لا لا حتى على مستوى الحروف يعني على مستوى الحروف. مستوى الحروف.
بضبطش لك ما اعرفش دكتور مش ظابط.
يعني انا انت تصور الان انه في كلمه مكونه من 4 consonants. Would that be a meaningful word? Would it be meaningful? Suppose that we have كاف سكون تاء سكون باء سكون. هل هذه كلمه؟
لا دكتور.
دكتور
هذه كلمه؟
نو يعني قصدك دكتور الحركات نحسبها كمان احرف؟
هو يا احمد ولما نتكلم احنا عن الحركات what are حركات؟ what are
sounds.
what are
sounds.
دكتور هلا كل حرف وله ضم. كل حرف عنده 3 أصوات اللي هي الفتحة والضمة والكسرة.
يعني what makes a word meaningful? Can we have a word minus vowels meaningful?
No دكتور.
كيف يعني؟ كيف ثمانية؟ يعني English has 26 letters.
احنا عندنا 20 حرف علة و24 حرف ساكن باللغة الإنجليزية.
أسيل. Is that أسيل؟
Yes.
أيوة أسيل.
دكتور 20 حرف علة و24 حرف ساكن باللغة الإنجليزية.
وين 20 حرف علة؟
بالإنجليزي.
الإنجليزي فيها 20 حرف علة، 21 حرف علة. 21 حرف ساكن.
consonants.
21 حرف ساكن و5 حروف حركات. يعني هذا احنا نسميها حركات. حركات are vowels.
Yep.
حركات are vowels. يعني A, E, I, O, U. These are vowels, aren't they? So how do you translate the word حركات?
Vowels.
Vowels. طب إذا ليش لما نعمل إحصائية إحنا بالحروف وبالأصوات we totally ignore vowels. Yeah, because we're influenced by Kufa school or either Basra or Kufa schools. يعني الآن لما نتكلم عن أي جذر ثلاثي، يعني مثلا كاف سكون تاء سكون باء سكون، هل هذا جذر؟
No.
أنا بسأل بس يعني I'm trying to, because we're doing phonology, you know. How language uses finite means to express the infinite. When was this statistics released about the number of letters in Arabic? When was it released? Any idea?
أتوقع دكتور على إيد أبو الأسود الدؤلي.
Yeah, Abu al-Aswad al-Dawli was the first one to write an Arabic grammar.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the first one who wrote an Arabic grammar. Sibawayh was the one who wrote the most comprehensive Arabic grammar, which has 7 volumes. 7 volumes. Al-Kitab. The title of that book is Al-Kitab. Al-Kitab. أنا الآن بسألكم يعني you've been doing phonetics, all of you have done linguistics, phonetics, and now we are doing phonology. يعني أنتم الآن مقتنعين إنه عدد الحروف في اللغة العربية 28؟
بس دكتور احنا هيك حفظونا بس مش مقتنعين.
مرات دكتور
ما احنا ما بدنا
29.
نحفظ، احنا
ليش مش مقتنع؟
we need to use critical thinking.
Doctor, it must be 31.
Yeah, of course. I mean, vowels are يعني هو في فرق بين ما أضع الفاولز within the word أو أضعها على الحرف، يعني فوق الحرف أو أسفل الحرف أو على السطر نفسه في الحرف. في فرق بينها؟ يعني نكتبه مثلا كتب. Write it in English. It would be K A T A B A. كتب. كتب. How many sounds does it have?
K.
6
How many
دكتور.
sounds?
7 sounds.
7 دكتور.
Ku, CV, 2, CV, CV, that makes 4.
6.
Bon, 3. Bon has 3 sounds. C, V, C. So we do phonetics and phonology and linguistics to be able to analyze language data, linguistic data. I mean, we used to have data from 300 languages. In light of modern linguistic research, you are supposed to isolate the sounds, the phonetics, that is, the inventory of phonemes, the sound system, the morphology, and semantics of such a. Now, Arabic is your native language. You are all native speakers of Arabic. أنا مش مقتنع إنه just check for next time, Google, I mean, the date or the history of Arabic alphabet. This classification is based on the fact that the written form of language is more primary than the spoken form. Of course, the spoken form is much older, and nobody can ever produce a meaningful word without vowels. There is no way. Now, suppose that you are given the word, you are given the letters M, N in English. What does that mean?
Again, Doctor.
Just, I mean, let's assume that I threw some words at you, yeah? And I wrote M, N.
Doesn't mean anything. Just a voice. M, N.
It's not a word,
No,
is
not
it?
a voice, nothing, yes.
It's not a root.
Yes.
No.
It's neither a word nor a base or a root. لأنه الجذر المفروض يكون له معنى. Now, this could be without vowels, of course. It's nonsensical. Doesn't exist. It's not a word. A word, how would one define a word? A word consists of vowels and of consonants and vowels.
Yes.
Most Western linguists, because they are influenced by the classification of Arab grammarians, claim that every Arabic word has a consonantal root, then a vocalic root. It's nonsensical, I think. It doesn't make sense. Because the word is already there. The base has the principal meaning. The base of the word has the principal meaning. Then to this base are added affixes, prefixes, and
But we can derivate more words.
And that's why the word becomes more complex. By adding affixes, the word becomes morphologically more complex, and hence semantically more complex. Adding in an element to the word makes it morphologically complex, and this entails semantic complexity. So when we say, for instance, when we say fertile is a base. By adding the suffix "eyes," we get fertilize. Fertilize is more complex morphologically than fertile. Semantically, it means to make fertile. Fertilize is to make fertile. Kataba in Arabic means he wrote. What does kattaba mean?
He made him right.
He made him. It's causative. Yet kattaba means he made somebody write something. See? So semantically it becomes more complex because of doubling of the second C. كتب زيادة المبنى تدل على زيادة المعنى. That's what is commonly believed. كسر and كسر. What's the difference? Can you give the equivalent? I mean the English equivalent?
For what, Doctor?
كسر and كسر.
Kasara broke.
كسر he broke. كسر he broke. كسر
he breaks.
He breaks. So does it simply change the tense?
No, it also means he strongly breaks.
Yeah, very good. It expresses intensity. تدل على المبالغة. يعني كسر means he broke. Not only he broke, but he broke into pieces, or he smashed something. This is relevant to translation. Of course, I mean phonology. We'll notice that today. I mean, we'll notice that phonology is closely related to translation, and so are syntax, morphology, and semantics, of course. Anyway, now the reason why human language is more flexible than other communication systems is that it's characterized by duality. Duality, that's D-U-A-L-I-T-Y. Duality means
دكتور صوتك راح.
Doctor, we cannot hear you.
مش سامعنا دكتور.
individual phonemes.
دكتور بصير ترجع تحكي اللي عم تحكي لأنه صوتك اختفى.
It consists of individual phonemes. That's layer one, the first layer. Layer is L-A-Y-E-R. L-A-Y-E-R. Layer. So the first layer consists of individual phonemes, while the second layer, layer two, consists of phoneme combinations. Phonemes combined together to form words. Of course, phonemes, that means consonants and vowels. When we speak of segmental phonemes, we speak of consonants and vowels. When we speak of supra-segmental phonemes. Again, here we have stress, pitch, and juncture, which make different forms with different meanings. Yes, did you want to ask something?
دكتور وانت بتشرح فجأة راح صوتك، ويعني آخر شيء شرحته أنا مش عارفة لا إيش كان بالضبط لأنه صوتك اختفى.
الصوت من وين راح؟ ما راح من عندي طبعا الصوت أكيد.
لا صوتك يا دكتور راح.
لأنه ما أعطاني إنه
حتى الطلاب يعني حكوا إنه صوت
عند الكل دكتور راح.
عند الكل. في مشكلة في مشكلة
duality
on campus it seems. Anyway, when did you have that problem? What was I saying?
duality.
Oh,
كنت تشرح عن duality بعدين راح الصوت.
Okay. Now duality means that duality, that's D-U-A-L-I-T-Y. Duality means that human language has two layers. It has two layers, L-A-Y-E-R-S. Layer one consists of individual phonemes, consonants and vowels. Layer two consists of phoneme combinations. We combine phonemes to form meaningful elements, meaningful words. Yeah? This also applies to supra-segmental phonemes, among which is stress. So today we're going to have just a minute. Can you keep that cat away from? Okay. 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 Last time we discussed two types of grammatical patterns. Are you aware of these? Last time. Can you see this? Can you all see this?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes.
Okay. Now, pattern one, remember we said that there are certain grammatical patterns which have exactly the same segmental phonemes in the same order. The same segmental phonemes in the same order. What makes the difference is using a supra-segmental phoneme. So when we have words like say blackboard, this could be A and B. Sorry for this inconvenience. Right. So can you try again?
The same examples?
Yes.
Yes. High school, father, no, blackboard, no, blackboard, high
Yeah.
school, father-in-law.
Okay. Now, what does blackboard mean?
لوح أسود.
معناها لوح أسود؟
Blackboard.
يعني blackboard معناها لوح أسود؟
No, the blackboard. لوح مستخدم.
دكتور منصة.
نتكلم عن how to relate phonology to translation. So if you come across a word like blackboard with stress on the first element, would that be لوح أسود?
صبورة.
It means sabura.
Yeah.
Irrespective of the color. The color could be green, white, black, etc. But irrespective of the color, blackboard here means sabura. How about high school?
ثانوية عامة.
ثانوية عامة. أنا مش معناته مدرسة عالية أو مرتفعة. Because in English they say a tall building. They don't say a high building. In English they say that's a tall building. That's a tall building. A tall building. That wouldn't be a compound. And father-in-law means, what's the meaning of father-in-law?
الحمل أبو الزوج.
Okay, right. Now, this is the first pattern. The first pattern has stress on the first element, and that tells us that this word is a compound, is a single word. I mean, of course, we have hundreds and thousands of such words. I mean, in words like dogfight, hot dog, greenhouse. If stress falls on the first element, then it's a compound. Right. The second, who would like to do the second? The pattern 2 has the modifier plus noun. Modifier plus noun, an adjective plus noun. Now, in this pattern, stress falls on the noun. Yeah? Stress falls on the noun. So what do we say? I'd like somebody to say these patterns. Just say them.
Sickness.
Who is that?
Muna.
Ines? Who is that?
Muna دكتور.
Okay, Muna then.
Sickness.
Yeah, carry on.
كمل تمام. Greenhouse. W.
Try again.
Greenhouse. W.
Yeah. What does greenhouse mean?
البيت الأخضر.
Again.
البيت الأخضر.
بيت أخضر, yes. That's what it means. Because here the pattern is adjective plus noun. Where in this pattern, stress falls on the second element, on the second part of the pattern, which is the noun. So in all cases here we have an adjective plus noun. Stress falls on the noun. So here we have a different pattern altogether.
Doctor, I didn't get it.
Now if we have two patterns that have exactly the same words, the same segments, the same words, the same structure, the same order, yeah? Now, if stress falls on the first element, it's a compound. If it falls on the second, it's a modifier plus noun. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
So if stress, in case of say blackboard, it's one word with stress on the first element. If it falls, if we have another structure, which is an adjective plus noun, this is marked by the fact that stress falls on the noun, not on the adjective. So here we speak of a different pattern. We'll have exercises soon. We'll have exercises. Okay, let's have this. Okay, this is one. What is two? Okay. Now, the first pattern is that of a compound. A compound consists of 2 or 3 elements which signal a single word, which make a single word. Stress falls on the first element. The second pattern is that of adjective plus noun. So, for instance, he's a bright boy. He's a bright boy. Bright and boy is an adjective plus noun. Stress falls on the second, on the noun. He's a smart boy. That's a blue car. So we don't say that's a blue car. It's a blue car. Stress falls on the second element. The third pattern is when we have verb plus noun. When we have a sentence, subject, verb, object. They love birds, for instance. How do you say it? How do we say this? Let's have 2 or 3 sentences. One is, they love birds. 2, she teaches English. 3, they bought a villa. So I would like to do the first. Just say it in a conversational way. Yeah. Just say it in a conversational way.
They love birds.
Yes, Samir.
Hi, doctor. They love birds. She teach English.
Again? No, just say the first sentence.
They love birds.
Again?
They love birds.
where does stress fall?
In birds.
On love or birds?
Birds.
Birds. Say it then. Say it again.
They love birds.
They love birds. They love birds. So that's a verb, a subject, verb, object. When we have this pattern, yeah, we say they love birds. The second sentence, somebody else. The second sentence.
She teaches English.
Again.
She teaches English.
No, say it without pauses, yeah? Say it as one unit.
She teaches
in a
English.
Conversational way.
She teaches English.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Stress falls on the noun. Next, the next sentence. They bought a villa.
Can I?
Yes, sure.
They bought a villa.
Again.
They bought a villa.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So this is pattern number 3. It consists of subject, verb, object plus object. Now stress falls on the object. The primary stress falls on the object. Pattern number 4 is where we have verb plus adverbial. Adverbials are words like out, up, etc. So you must look out. How would you say it? You must look out.
You must look out.
Yeah, that's very good. Say it again.
You must look out.
Yeah, you must look out. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, that's it. So stress here falls on the adverbial. So when we have verb, adverbial, stress falls on the adverbial. Okay. He gave up. How do you say it?
He gave up. He gave up.
Yeah, he gave up. Watch out.
Watch out.
Watch out. That's it. Watch out. So stress falls on the adverbial. The information is not to be handed out.
This information
is not to be handed out.
The information
Yes.
is not to be handed out. So the information, can you say it as one unit with the right stress?
The information is not to be handed out.
Yeah, that's it. The information is not to be handed out. Handed out. Handed out. Okay. She doesn't want to come down.
She doesn't want to come down.
Again.
She doesn't want to come down.
Yeah, it's doesn't, by the way. Doesn't. Stress falls on the first element. We say doesn't and didn't. Sometimes I've noticed that some foreign language learners tend to say didn't and isn't, doesn't. Now, stress falls on the on the first syllable. Doesn't, didn't, isn't, aren't, yeah, okay. Let's have this exercise. This is how to relate phonology to semantics and translation. Yeah. Write a brief statement. Okay, here are some pairs of compound nouns and modified nouns. That's to say, an adjective plus noun. Distinguished by stress. There is no difference. There is no segmental difference whatsoever. It's only stress which makes the difference in meaning. Write a brief statement of the meaning of each. Okay? So we have 1A and 1B. That's why we have to be doubly careful as we work as translators or interpreters. Yeah. So what's the meaning of 1A?
دكتور الشاشة مش مغيرة عنا.
Sorry?
الشاشة عنا لسه موجودة على stress in simple words. حتى دكتور pattern 3 ما كانش طالع كمان.
Yes, Doctor. Doctor, is this exercise on the book? Maybe we can open the book and follow up with you.
How about now?
لسه نفس هيتغير.
Got it?
Yes.
I just had a word with the technician. He told me that there's nothing wrong with the net, but it's because of the pressure. I mean, so many people are lecturing at the same time, so that's why. Okay. Right. Now, here are some pairs of compound nouns and modified nouns distinguished by stress. The only difference between a compound noun and a modifier noun, that's to say an adjective plus noun, is the stress, the placement of the primary stress. Write a brief statement of the meaning of each. Of course, as we said, stress is phonemic. It has the ability to change meaning. So let's have 1A and 1B. Segmentally, these two are exactly the same. Segmentally, they are exactly the same. Try to give the meaning of each.
High chair, 1A.
Yeah. We have high chair and high chair. Now, the first is a modifier plus noun. It means a chair that is high. A chair that is high. But in B, it's a compound. It means a baby's chair. It means a baby's chair. Yeah. 2A, yes. Blue book and blue book. Now, the first means a book whose color is blue. And a kitab azraq, لونه azraq, right? In B, 2B, blue book here has a totally different meaning. It means an examination booklet. See, a big difference in meaning because it's a single word. It's a compound. So blue book, B, means an examination booklet. Okay, 3A. We have racing horses and racing horses. Can I translate these?
Yes, دكتور.
Just translate them, Ahmed.
3A دكتور معناها خيول سباق.
No, which one? A or B?
A.
A means خيول سباق.
B.
And B.
horses خيول سباق.
And B.
horses معناها يسابق الخيول دكتور.
Which one is يسابق الخيول?
A.
No, A is an adjective plus noun. Racing horses. ملاحظين يعني هذا راح يأثر في الترجمة طبعا. الترجمة بالذات إذا كانت ترجمة فورية.
دكتور هذا زي البقدونس والكزبرة بتخربط.
لا معلش. So try A again, Ahmed. It's an adjective plus noun.
Yes, دكتور. First one, racing horses. اللي هي
Okay,
الadjective.
can you give the equivalent?
خيول سباق.
خيول متسابقة.
خيول متسابقة. Yes.
Yeah, خيول متسابقة. B means خيول سباق.
دكتور.
Yeah, okay. طيب. 4A, we have smoking room and smoking room.
Smoking room. غرفة التدخين.
Which one is غرفة التدخين?
4A.
A or B?
A.
No, B is غرفة التدخين. B, with stress on the first element, is غرفة التدخين. إنما smoking room.
غرفة مدخنة.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, very good. Okay. بدأنا right. W and W.
Okay, the first one is to double the U.
Okay, that's it. To
Then,
double the U.
Yes. B,
and the second,
it's the letter W.
It's the letter W. That's why when you when some of you start teaching, yeah, we have to be careful as to how to teach the alphabet. So if you want to teach the alphabet, we have T, U, V. We say W, not W, because W would be U, U. W would be the 23rd letter of the alphabet. Okay, I'll send you the exercises to be done at home. But for next time, I don't want to keep you. I know some students have a lecture. I like you to check the history of the number of Arabic letters, the alphabet. History of the Arabic alphabet. See when this statistics was made. I mean, the fact that Arabic has only 28 letters. Check the date when that was made. Right. I sent you some material on phonotactics. I sent it to the group. So check if everything is okay. Do you have any questions?
No,
Any questions? Any comments?
No,
any worries? Any worries?
Doctor, just a question.
Butterflies? Any butterflies?
Doctor, just a question.
Yes.
Which page are we in the book?
Which one? I mean, this is, of course, we do have a textbook.
Yes.
But this this part, I mean, stress patterns, is taken from another source. We are going to choose. We have eclectic, you know.
Yes, okay, yes, I got
Some books have better illustrations, better exercises. So we'll go gradually, step by step. But I'll have you got a copy of these 3 pages?
Yeah.
Have you got copies?
This one?
This one?
No.
Okay, I'll send you a copy of what's phonology, what's stress phonology, what's stress. Then you have the page 2, you have grammatical patterns. Page 3 is exercises. So I'll send you copies of these.
Yeah, just because I'm trying to follow up that one.
دكتور بعت لنا اياهم PDF عشان يسحبهم.
Yeah, sure, inshallah. I sent you the PDF phonotactics for next meeting, inshallah.
Thank you, doctor.
Right. Okay, salam.
Thank you.
Happy دكتور.